and welcome to the MySpace podcast. I'm your host, Miley, and today I'll be reviewing the book To Kill a Goddess by Rachel Tork. Now, shall we get into it? Also, this is book one of Fate's So Fatal series. I think, most likely. The other book isn't out, and I don't know what it's about, so I don't know if it, goes with this book or it's of different people. Now let's get into it, though. Rating. I give this book a 9 out of 10. Here are the reasons why. Okay, one reason why it didn't get a 9 out of 10 is because some of the parts were confusing, and it was mostly about the gods, and it surrounded the ending of where it got confusing was the ending, because I didn't understand what was going on, and I'm logistics-wise, I didn't understand, but I kind of understood. It was just a little confusing. Now, the good thingies. The times when I got emotional I felt it. Oops, touched the mic. I felt when, I could feel the emotion. And it was always when it was something, traumatizing. Of course it is. So, yeah. Maybe I'll get into, I think I mentioned it once. Anyways, POV. It's third person. It is limited mostly to Soren's POV. However, there are 2 chapters with somebody else's. Sorry, I feel like I have to sneeze. Genre. Fantasy, romance, dragons, and forbidden love. Goodreads says enemies to lovers, but I don't really see the enemies to lovers part. Plot/storyline. Why do I say it in an accent? Different than my own? I don't know. Anyways, it starts with Soren as one of Sion's handmaidens. Sion is the princess of whatever kingdom this is that we're in. I don't remember. It's Aaron. I should have written it down. So Sion was fated. I also don't know if I'm saying her name right. There's a pronunciation guide at the beginning, and I just didn't look at it. So she was fated to be a dragon rider, and she was able to take one of her handmaidens with her, and she chose to take Soren. Now, at the choosing, Soren is also chosen, but by a Vemen, which are the rarest and most choosy of dragons. So yeah. I was gonna say something, but it's not the right time to say that. She hasn't been taught in any form of fighting, so she needs a trainer, and that person is Vane Eva. He's the other main character. Now, this is also, if you go onto Instagram and you look at the reels for this video, this is when you get the line that's on all those of he looked at her like it hurt. Oh, I was waiting for that line. There's a more to yes. Anyways, she's also been having dreams. She's been having dreams since the beginning of her life. She takes these dreams to be the memories a goddess is sending her. That comes up later. That's what she thinks it is. Then something happens, which makes her useful to the kingdom, but in a bad way where she's being used. This kingdom is also currently at war because the king wants the resources that the kingdom that they're invading has. This also causes her to spend more time with Vane because they want her out at the battlefield in 2 weeks, and she has no training whatsoever. She also realizes in this time that he's the guy she sees in her dreams. The most recent ones. Now, that causes her a whole lot of confusion. Then, at one point, everything comes out. So, all of the secrets. Which I'm not going to get into. But you can probably figure it out by what I've said. And he tells her the truth about what and who she truly is. Which I thought we all knew. I figure we all knew that, but I could be wrong, and I could just be really good at figuring things out, or Instagram told me. Don't know. Don't remember. And then some events lead her to finding out one of his secrets, like the worst one. It's bad, but more said in the way that it's more sad than it is evil. That's the secret. If you read it, you figure it out. Also, I'll probably talk about it later in the spoiler section. And then, after this, things start moving at a really fast pace. They're kind of captured, but they're freed, and they may or may not have killed some people. Well, of course there's killing in this book. And then they go to Arcadia, I believe. I don't know why I said I believe that's what it's called, but I think that is what it's called. I'm literally just reading off my notes. And then they go to Arcadia, which is the land of the gods, because they kind of need to kill someone there to be freed. You'll know who later. And then this is when things get even crazier and when I get a little confused. And the book ends. Whoa. Also, forgot to mention, this is an adult book. Yeah. Doesn't seem like it in the beginning, but it is. It is. Trust me. Soren. I don't know why I had to... Soren. She's super smart and observant. Like, she notices everything and puts together so many things. Love that. But when it comes to other things that surround her past and surround someone, she doesn't put things together. But also that's okay because she figures it all out in the end. And I think it's kind of good that she doesn't automatically go, oh, those dreams are my memories or whatnot, because we all know they are. Or at least I knew beforehand. How did I know that? I'm guessing Instagram. But she doesn't automatically believe it, even when she's told. Also, you can tell I'm playing with my rings, I'm sorry. Yeah, it just shows I feel like that shows some smarts in her. She also sides with her people, the ones who are being invaded. That's kind of where she grew up for a wee bit before she was taken. But she's good at hiding how she sides with them, because she will be killed if anybody figures it out. And she also hates how she has to kill them to survive and just kill in general. She doesn't want to. She also hates, here's a fantasy name, the more Maslat. This is when reading the pronunciation guide would help. He's basically the number one killer of these people. And you can see why she hates him. There's probably more I could say, but I don't have anything else down. Vane, he is going through some things. Okay, wait. No, he has been going through things, like, for ages. He's in love with Soren. He's super protective of her, like you can tell right in the beginning. He doesn't want to see her leave again, which you'll understand later. And he can barely trust that she's alive and not going to leave him. That goes with that other bullet point. There wasn't a lot about him. He's just, he just gotta survive. Yeah, there's not a lot. Anyways. Spoilers! Oh, my hair again! Spoilers. Vane, we're gonna start off strong. Vane is the more Maslat. Yep. Yay, I can speak. Anyways, so like I said, he's the person who leads the armies in the war effort, basically. Like, that's who he is. He's the killer. He was cursed to be bound to the line of mortal kings of that kingdom, so he's basically used as their pet. He's able to bend some of the rules when it comes to her, though, because they basically can tell him what to do and he has to follow. They tell him what to do and he has to follow it. Like, he can't not follow it. But when it comes to her, he can. Now this is kind of where it gets to the sad part. He watched her die, and he watched everything that happened with that. Like, he was forced, and we don't particularly know everything that happened, but I'm gonna guess it's something bad. It's like that traumatizing. And this is when those memories are shared, that's when everything gets really emotional, because you're just like, this is horrible. He has a lot of sad parts. Now, to the person that to the god they want to kill. Kronos is the god king, and Soren, when she was Sora, which she does retake that name at the end of the book, she was betrothed to him. So you can see that when she meets Vane and then falls in love with him and then marries Vane, that doesn't really go well. And he's also a very abusive person. Kronos is. I keep touching my hair. And they were being really secret about it too. The Soren and Vane, they were being really secretive about it, and then somebody betrayed them. But we still don't know who that person is, and I'd like to know who. So I'm guessing if the second of this next book is about them, we'll figure out who the person who betrayed them is. I just want to know who betrayed them. Like, it may have been just a servant in her mother's household, but I don't know. It was just implied that it was. But I feel like it would be worse if it was like somebody else. And that isn't how Sora ends up being killed, and Vane is forced to watch and then cursed, and wait 100 years for her soul to be reborn into the world. So then, here we go to the next part. If you're a god, then you can't really, your body can die, but your soul can't. So, like, you can be reborn into the world, your soul can. I thought, when this was first brought up, that it was only for gods, and, like, it couldn't be anybody else, like, even demigods, but I guess it also applies to demigods. I thought it didn't. Soren is a goddess, and Vane is a demigod. And also, demigods are immortal, too. So, there's that. Now to kill Kronos. And this is where things get crazy. So, I thought the first time this was talked about, there was a way. It was like they needed a good amount of gods on their side. Like, and then they'd be able to kill him. But I guess that was kind of then switched, but also not switched. And then there was this other way we're told, something about Soren's magic or powers or whatever, and that she can kill him with her powers. However, Kronos has tethered himself to Soren, so basically if he dies, then she dies, but if she dies, then he doesn't die. Or maybe if her soul dies, then he also dies, but then I don't know, man. I don't know. And then Soren was like, well, I want to kill him anyway, even if I die. And Vane was like, then I'm going to die with you. And then Vulcan, Vane's father, tells him something. I still don't understand what. It was like there was some way to break the tether. I don't know what. So, Vane tries to go kill Kronos himself. And then she goes after him because, she's like, no, we can't just do that. And then Vane kind of almost dies. And then somehow she's able to knock Kronos out. That was a very ambiguous scene. But she uses that time to save Vane. Like, of course, she's going to save the love of her life. And then there's this whole, oh, wait, we may have another way to kill him but keep ourselves safe. And I guess that's because her, Vane, and the dragons are all bonded together in such a way that they can, in a sense, the dragons can, in a sense, keep their souls safe until they're ready to be reborn into the world. So they stab each other in the heart, and then their dragons burn Kronos with their fire and keep Soren and Vane's soul safe somehow. And then when the time was right, they were reborn into the world. And I don't really understand how Kronos is dead then, because I thought he was tethered to Soren, but I guess they broke it somehow because they said that he's dead now and he's not coming back, or maybe I'm just making stuff up now. I don't really know. So if there is another book, then if Kronos isn't actually dead, then this is gonna... I don't really know, man. I don't. Also, I forgot to mention this. Vane is also Vulcan's heir, so he has a whole bunch of powers because of that. That's about it. I don't know why I was so out of it. Today's a weird day. I needed water too. Maybe it's because I haven't had anything to drink today or eat. That's not good. Anyways, my next book is gonna be Captive of Outlaws. I'm gonna start writing when my next book is, so if you guys wanna keep up, you guys can. Though I doubt it because nobody watches these videos. But that's okay because I do this for fun, because I want to. Yay. Also, I need to... My nails, I need to redo them. This hand still got some. This hand got nothing. Except that little part on my thumb. I need to take it all off. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. That's a new way to say that. Thanks for watching and listening. Have a good rest of your day, night, month. Nope, that was not the right order. Thanks for have a good rest of your day, night, week, month, year, life. Thank you and goodbye.